Willing to give one, trademark.
Billy Joe Saunders, he is a...
Mesdames et messieurs de Montreal, Quebec, Canada, David Lemieux, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO Middleweight Champion of the World, the superb Billy Joe Saunders.
You men receive my instructions. Obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. You touch gloves now, you're boxing at the bell. God bless you both. Touch gloves.
That he is such a special puncher, he belongs among the elite. And that's what we're here to find out.
Who's the best pound-for-pound middleweight in the world right now today, so they both...
Lemieux's athletic quality and punching power is usually able.
That's why that footwork always will cause a problem for a puncher.
And so far, Billy Joe Saunders landed only one punch.
Oh, good uppercut.
The first two make it very clear so far that he's the winner of it.
No, he's moving in. He's not throwing wild shots like he used to.
Saunders a very confident fight.
Gennady Golovkin or Canelo Alvarez, as Lemieux has with Golovkin.
He's throwing the punch away.
And so far it hasn't mattered.
Saunders has landed 2 or 3 brilliant combinations. Lemieux's offense, and Saunders has generated...
Set that tone early. That did not happen in the first round.
Well, you know Lemieux's trainer, Roy Jones.
Of Billy Joe Saunders. You see that back foot that...
And he started to touch Saunders a little more. There's cause and effect involved. It's not just an issue of swinging.
Should look like when you get a guy who just comes at you and who's a stalker.
Like that move just then.
It reminds you of the old Ali days. See that back foot? You can't catch him with that back foot. If you Saunders' jab seems to be bothering David a little bit.
Saunders, whenever he throws, and you've got to use your left hook. I haven't seen David
that Muhammad Ali did with George Foreman. He constantly touches him with a jab to piss him off.
Most effective punch in the fight, by far, to this point, is Billy Joe Saunders.
I think.
More than enough.
Yeah, it's fun to watch Billy Joe Saunders work so far.
Just like in the first show and all of his stuff.
Saunders drawing
a puncher like that, he has to try to catch that back foot. Like that.
A web gem in baseball. Oh, and that's like watching...
And the degree to which he's dominating the fight so far.
Beat the fighter coming in with a story.
And finally, Lemieux. On the other hand, most of what Saunders throws are...
In the parlance of boxing, a scary fighter is not the guy who's scared.
I'm realizing that when I called Billy Joe Saunders...
For him to stay in this fight.
Lemieux is completely out of his depth. He follows instead of cuts off the ring.
Centric fighter in boxing, based on CompuBox numbers as to how many of his punches took there than has been the case previously in the fight, Billy Joe Saunders. David Lemieux, by CompuBox count.
The more you go, the more you're touching him. Every round you're getting better, but you're going to the head too quickly.
He attacks David Lemieux, and David thinks that he's just going to sit back and jab. And land a beautiful straight left or overhand left
display of Billy Joe Saunders' boxing craft. Harold, how do you...
And he needs to land that more often.
Land something huge. He's going to have to turn the fight around with one.
I got it 3-0, 30-27. Billy Joe Saunders, just as you called.
That tells you that at that time he's uncomfortable.
Saunders, you don't see them hit with combinations. So when Lemieux lands something, it's one shot. He can't follow up. Landing cleanly over the second half of the last one punch to make anyone believe that he could match up.
And again, now Lemieux lands
that jab right there.
He landed a jab.
The thing
to get that, you're gonna have to give up a shot. Like that right there. You're not gonna catch it.
It's abundantly clear that
good left hand.
Lemieux could have full power as Saunders was moving away. Good body shot by Billy Joe Saunders.
With him, it may only take one.
Yeah, but
this guy snaps the right jab. He does damage with that.
You're never gonna catch him like that.
Problems lining Billy Joe Saunders up in the middle of the ring. He needs to try to...
The only intrigue is, Can Lemieux land one of those home run shots? Saunders may not be a home run hitter, but he's a doubles hitter. He hits abundantly clear so far. Since Lemieux wants him.
Throw a 1-2, land the combination, and then get back up. Now Lemieux gets a right hand to the body.
At the very top, either a triple G again or Canelo.
Yeah, but you know what though, Max? He's got to be willing to give one, to get that one sometime. Right now, he's not willing to give one. Force him to fight you going to his left, like that right there. Even if you miss him.
Saunders immediately holds. That's the only time he really holds. Tevin Farmer last week. Really good defensive fighter, southpaw.
See that?
Straight left hand.
Like that right there.
Lemieux threw his hardest left hook.
I think it's an overhand he's gonna throw. Yeah, we missed with that straight right. Billy Joe looks at the crowd and says, who's he punching at? Somebody over there? I don't see nobody. Very good feet, and he keeps his hands high.
Hasn't been in his track record so far.
Straight left hand lands for Saunders.
Hold him there! Hold him there! Mike, no punches!
Pressure Billy Joe backwards. He's making Billy Joe stand his ground, and Billy Joe just hurt.
Right, go ahead!
Punches tonight, he's landing 11 or 13 out of 38 per round. Last 6 rounds of what Ramsey wanted him to do. And he gets a right hand to the body. Good shot.
I mean, he moves, he changes direction. He
Billy Joe just hurt David Lemieux with a left hand, standing his ground.
But it's hurt twice in total punches in this round. CompuBox has Saunders landing 21 out of landed punches against all of his other opponents.
Lemieux started fighting world-class opponents.
Another quick jab.
Punches, let him go.
Just when
Snaps the right jab, which southpaws don't do. He lands hard straight
Billy
left.
Joe Saunders is
No
already
chance.
lost to. But there's no point in that fight. The first fight was
You heard Mark Ramsey saying that he wanted Lemieux to counter faster. And we get to the 7th round.
an accumulation of punches because he just takes over and dominates the fight. His vision showing is that he has indeed graduated from
Harold Letterman, you're halfway through. What is your score at this point? For Billy Joe Saunders. Which is amazing.
And since it doesn't look like he'll overwhelm Billy Joe Saunders.
Ping, there go that jab, and then he's going to the right side. Because they know David fights better coming forward. They try to make that.
And now let's listen to Dominic. Quick left hand for Saunders. Jab with the left hand again.
Unless Lemieux can do something dramatic, it doesn't appear that Lemieux is there.
As the trainer talks to the fighter in the ring.
So David is looking to land a go-home shot, not trying to outbox nobody.
Now Saunders lands a couple of shots.
When you see a shot like this, see Billy Joe land an uppercut, followed by an overhand right there. Now watch.
Dave, I want you to get in close to him with your hands high.
Lemieux appeared to me between rounds, Roy, to be in something of a state of shock.
He is.
Throws a tremendous number of jabs, but it's in the service
And over. Boom.
Boom. Oh, good shot.
All right, Billy Joe Saunders. Lemieux, then Canelo. Maybe a little thicker in the trunk than Gennady
lining
Golovkin.
the guy up eventually for shots that hurt.
Good jab by Billy Joe Saunders. Oh, good left
Lemieux
hand.
has no head movement.
Lemieux at least there threw a left hook like he meant it.
Tries to bull rush.
Fight back now to box, and that's not what David wants to do.
What I like about Billy Joe Saunders too, and I look for this,
And it's an authoritative jab.
confidence is so high that maybe he won't respect the power as much.
Now that was a hook by Lemieux.
Had his arm up under Billy Joe Saunders' neck.
The other thing I
You
got
can
to
see he likes when he starts to land those shots.
it's a power puncher like David Lemieux. Like I said, any boxer is somewhat a kryptonite to him than David Lemieux.
Indeed.
Now, Billy Joe Saunders, even though he's a boxer, he likes beating the other guy. Yep. But you could have a good southpaw boxer beat Lemieux on points and not do
Good jab.
Saunders simply picks his shots and hits him right on the button. 3-punch
Now Saunders looks naturally larger.
Bigger than him.
This is an amazing performance so far in the fight by Billy Joe Saunders.
You're gonna have to be a little more subtle. Wait for him. You know he's coming at you. He's taking confidence.
Round 10, clearly having won the preceding 9 rounds.
Anything can happen. Good jab.
Oh, straight left hand by Saunders.
Billy Joe Saunders. I tell you, Jim, if I ever saw
He can knock guys down and hurt them and bloody them, and he has a mean streak. But I think the reason...
From David Lemieux on David Lemieux's home turf in Montreal. So far with boxing skill, mastery of distance, the ability to land repeatedly with his jab. We're in the 10th round. Thoughtful bouquets we've thrown the way of Billy Joe Saunders. He is a master.
Put himself in harm's way, and it's one of the reasons he's undefeated.
For a large crowd, which was assembled here mostly to cheer Lemieux on, and hasn't been able to get any of his characteristic trademark power punching done.
9-0, Billy Joe Saunders.
David Lemieux lands a punch.
Previous 2 or 3 rounds before last round, he was really beating Lemieux up.
That's what's been killing David Lemieux all night, that back foot.
Stopped beating him up and gave him a little time to regroup.
See how that jab stopped him right in his check.
You saw the little Ali shuffle that he throws in every once in a while. Brings his middleweight title belt with him, and a lot of people start from the while. Lemieux lands a punch. That automatically gets a response title from Billy Joe Saunders of Great Britain. And so
demonstrate that the other guy is not
on the title. And Lemieux finally lands a right-hand punch of the kind. Puncher David Lemieux in Montreal. This is an opportunity for Lemieux to show you of what he possibly could do, but it's only one.
He's going to try and start that round like he finished that last one. Don't let him do it. Don't let him get
Billy Joe
settled.
Saunders landed a left uppercut, something that's very rarely seen on the way back.
Reminds him
Touch gloves, guys.
that David Lemieux is likely to come at him aggressively at the beginning of the round.
That's true.
The increased drama and danger of the 12th round.
This is the style that you use
against Saunders, and I think the answer is yes. It's a question at least.
Chance for Lemieux to create any surprise value.
Is that the puncher can throw all that out the window, but at least give himself a chance to also win.
Very beautifully boxed fight.
Right, no punches. Go punches.
It's just doing everything that a boxer's supposed to do. Saunders turned to a big shot because, although it doesn't seem like it,
Watch your legs.
he gave it all he had, but when he kept him turning on those angles, kept him going to the left and going to the right.
He could do this for another 6-7 years, right?
Yes, he could. A good puncher.
But you know what, Roy? The point of the 12th round in a fight like
After 11 rounds of looking at Saunders, you wonder if maybe there's the ring. And defying...
So handily, really whipped him.
Yes, it is. You have a bad night against him, he's going to beat you.
It's certainly a question for me.
And he gives
After 12 rounds of middleweight championship boxing, we go to the scorecards. And all 3 scorecards to the winner by unanimous decision. And still WBO Middleweight Champion of the World, the Superb